Good morning. It's a great day in KCK. 8.5 months ago when I started this position, I looked ahead at the many issues that I had in front of me and knew that one of the biggest ones I was facing was the appointment of a new chief of police for the city of Kansas City, Kansas. I consider this one of the most important positions that I will appoint for the unified government, as this position is involved in the community on a day-to-day basis, provides leadership for those who protect our community every day, and also provides guidance for one of the largest departments in our government in these ever-changing times. My first step in this process was really to give myself more time. And I was able to do that by convincing our interim chief, Hanson, to stay with me through the year of 2014. And for that, I want to say thank you to Chief Ellen Hanson for staying with us, guiding us, leading our department for 2014. Thank you very much. We conducted a national search for the right person to take the helm of our police department. We had dozens of people express interest, and I selected 5 finalists who went through an assessment center which tested their leadership abilities, their ability to handle controversial and difficult situations, and their thoughts and goals about the future of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department. This multi-day process included 2 blue ribbon panels, which consisted of community leaders, business leaders, police chiefs, law enforcement professionals, and other professionals in our community, as well as government leaders. These individuals, I want to say thank you to all of them who dedicated their time to our community and also provided me with a lot of great feedback and insight at the conclusion of the assessment center process. I also want to say thank you to the many government employees who also assisted us as we went through the process, actually saved us tens and thousands of dollars. Rather than hiring an external firm to come in and do this, we were able to conduct it internally. Well, we had 5 very talented individuals that went through the assessment center process. I've selected a veteran of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department who has served our community since 1990 in various bureaus and has been an assistant chief since 2010. My selection has proven his leadership and expertise in many fronts during his distinguished career. I know he will continue to serve with distinction and excellence in his new role. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I am pleased to announce our new Chief of Police, Terry Ziegler.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you all for coming. I'd like to start by saying thank you to a lot of people, then telling you a little bit about myself, and then providing you with some of the priorities for the police department as we move forward. I want to thank God for all the people who have helped me or mentored me throughout my life to get me to where I am today. I want to thank my wife, Phyllis, my mother, Luana. Didn't expect that. My mother, Luana, and my daughter, Alexis, for always being there and supporting me throughout my career. I know it's not always been easy. Thanks to County Administrator Doug Bach for giving me the opportunity to serve the citizens of the Kansas City, Kansas, and the officers of the police department as Chief of Police. Thanks to everyone who was supportive and offered words of encouragement as I went through the selection process. And I would like to thank the Unified Government staff, the police department, the fire department, law enforcement professionals, and the citizens who participated in the assessment center. You guys didn't make it easy on us for sure. A little bit about me. After serving 3 years with the U.S. Army, my wife Phyllis and I decided to make Kansas City, Kansas our home. Over the last 25 years, we've raised our daughter Alexis here, rebuilt our home after it was destroyed by the tornado in 2003, and rehabbed a home for my mother down on South 45th Street. This has been a great community to raise our family in, and we've made a lot of wonderful friends throughout the years. I joined the police department on November 1st, 1990, and during my time with the police department, I've served in a variety of assignments. I served in patrol, the motorcycle unit, narcotics unit, homicide unit, and the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, to name a few. The last 4 years I've been serving as Assistant Chief of Police in the Bureau of Operations. The one thing I've enjoyed about that assignment the most is meeting so many wonderful people who are doing great things for our city. Many of them volunteer countless hours on a regular basis, participating in boards, neighborhood patrol programs, and simply helping out whenever a helping hand is needed. One question I've been asked repeatedly is, why do I want to be chief? And the answer really is quite simple. I enjoy serving people. I want to serve the citizens and businesses of our city by making our community as safe as possible. I want to serve the officers of the police department by providing them the tools and the opportunities they need to succeed. We have a good police department, but we want it to be a great department. The priorities for the police department include reorganizing the department to improve our efficiency and effectiveness in fighting crime. We will continue building on our foundation of community policing that has brought us such great success over the last 20 years. We will continue using strategies like hotspot policing and intelligence-led policing to combat crime, but we will always be open to new strategies if it will make our community safer. We will create a police department that's reflective of our community without compromising our standards. We will use the police cadet program, targeted recruitment, and community engagement to identify applicants with the content of character that it takes to make a good police officer. We will continue to increase the transparency of our department in order to eliminate perceived inequalities in the way we treat people throughout our community. We will use open communication with the community to build stronger relationships so that we can lean on one another in times of crisis. I feel greatly honored to serve in this role with the command staff, the officers, and the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 4 as we continue to build upon our past successes and create a brighter future. I'd like to give a special thanks to Chief Hansen for her leadership, professionalism, and guidance over the last year. I've learned a lot from Chief Hansen, and she's going to be greatly missed by everybody on our department. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to stand for them for a few minutes. If not,
Chief, there's a great deal in the news lately about the relationship between community and the police department, and that maybe there's overall a lack of trust. This is a general comment, not specific to KCK. What do you think about this discussion that's underway nationally after Ferguson?
I think it's a good conversation. You know, I would tell you that here in Kansas City, Kansas, for the last 20 years since we started using community policing, you know, we've engaged the community a lot. We have open conversations on a regular basis with community leaders, neighborhood groups, and I think that if maybe we could create the model that could be used nationally to create better trust among the communities and police departments.
How are you going to improve upon what Ellen has already said upon, and what new ideas are you going to bring to the table under your administration?
Well, I believe that Chief Hansen is, you know, she's kind of put us on a new path, and I want to continue the things that she's shown us and brought to the police department. One of the big things before I feel like I can get started is I need to do some reorganization in the department. And I'm not really ready to discuss that just yet today, but we'll reorganize to make us more effective at fighting crime.
Are cutbacks in the middle on that issue?
Cutback, excuse me?
Yes, are they planning cutbacks in your department?
No, not that I'm aware of.
There have been fatal crashes involving police pursuits. What's your plan moving forward as it relates to police pursuits?
Well, Chief Hansen suspended our pursuit policy, and we revised it. And the only thing we chase now is for violent felonies, and I foresee that policy staying in effect.
And what type of department are you inheriting?
A good one. It's a good department. I think that we can make some minor tweaks, and we can make it a great department. Maybe become a model agency for other departments throughout the nation.
If body cameras were paid for by the federal government, would you support their use in Kansas City, Kansas?
I would. I think that for our police department, we do have a committee underway looking at that issue. They're looking at the legality issues, the open records issues, and the constitutionality of taking a camera into a residence. We want to make sure that we've got those things, we understand those issues, and that we implement it correctly. And I would foresee at some point the department will eventually implement a camera program.
What lessons learned do you want to now bring on as you come into the role?
What lessons learned? Probably, I think one of the most important is going to be just the open communication. You know, internally inside the department, give officers an opportunity to express their ideas, their thoughts, open communication with the community. You know, bad things happen, and I think that the best way to handle that is just be honest about them and tell people what we're going to do about them.
What steps do you plan to increase minority participation or minority numbers in the staff of the police department?
You know, I think right now we have a police cadet program that brings individuals on between the ages of 18 and 21. And I would like to use that as one of the vehicles to start recruiting, particularly kids from the urban core, you know, Wyandotte, Schlegel, Washington, Harmon, recruit that way. And then also, I think going out and doing targeted recruitment, be specific, you know, get names from people in the community leaders, call those individuals and say, hey, we heard that you might be interested in being a police officer, and you know, we'd like for you to fill out an application, sit down and talk to us about it and explore the possibilities. Be more aggressive.
What steps do you plan to take moving forward to handle violent crimes, assaults, and homicides? You mentioned community policing.
Yes, community policing is one of them. I think realigning some of the department's functions so that they work well together in unison. I will tell you that we've lowered crime over the last 40 years, and I think we're doing a good job in that area. So that'll have to be looked at and discussed with the command staff and, you know, see how much of a tweaking we need to do. I think we're doing a pretty good job at that. We do a good job at fighting crime.
Chief, how much more community policing do you envision?
I think with community policing, I think that probably the one thing that we could do a little bit better is that philosophy needs to spread throughout the organization. Right now, we have a community policing unit of about 19 officers assigned to the patrol districts. I would like to see our department where not just community policing can deal with codes issues and things like that, but every member of our department, and implement it more as a overall philosophy rather than just one unit.
Do you envision it being more than 19 officers?
I would envision everybody on our police department being able to do community policing type work.
I get that, but formally, are you going to expand the number of people in community policing?
No.
How do you plan to either, carry over, continue your relationship with the community?
You know, I found over the last 4 years that just being available, you know, talking to them, going out to the meetings, if they need something, help them with it, and I just see that continuing. If anybody's got any ideas how I can do it better, I'd be more than happy to listen to them. Well, I've never turned down a meeting offer. So if you send me an invite, I would be more than happy to be there. I've went around the last 2 years providing presentations to any community group that would have me on staying safe and being a good witness. And, you know, a lot of the things that Chief Hansen has started, we're going to continue. We're going to continue putting an emphasis on the officers getting out and interacting with the community. That's always a plus. And, you know, we would like to prevent anything like Ferguson from happening here.
Chief, what do you think your first order should be of operations? What do you think you need to do immediately to move this department?
Probably stop and take a breath. No, I think the first thing is the reorganization. I really feel that that's important. I think we have some promotional slots that need to be filled. You know, I'll work with County Administrator Doug Bach, try and get the promotions made and get the reorganization. I think that's the most important to kind of set the tone for moving forward.
Chief, do you think you have enough people to do what you want to do?
Yes, we have. I believe that we have enough police officers. You know, our officers are committed to the community. They do an excellent job day in and day out, and sometimes they don't get the recognition that they truly deserve. But I think with the commitment that our officers have shown, we have enough policemen.
Two more questions, two more.
What tools do you think the department needs in terms of technology to help officers do their job better?
Well, probably the first thing is we need to make sure that our computer infrastructure is updated. You know, we have some outdated computers, some servers. We need to get that taken care of first before we can implement like a body camera program or other technologies that would help our officers be more effective.
One more question.
Here in front.
Your policy, your reorganization, will that include reorganizing any of the internal affairs, and what would be your policy and stand on dealing with police misconduct?
Well, I will tell you that I've spent about 10 years of my career dealing with internal affairs matters. I served as a detective, I served as the commander, and then when I went to the chief's office, I oversaw the internal affairs unit there. I would like to make some minor changes to internal affairs, but I think that they do a good job investigating issues, and we deal with them.
Thank you all very much for coming.
That was